And then how much is your phone getting rung up by general manager, scouts, people who want to know about your guys last minute before the draft right now?
Yeah, it's really kind of spread out. It's over a period of time, probably for about the last month, I would say, between scouts, regional scouts, GMs, head coaches. So it's pretty spread out. You'll get some last minute calls, but for the most part, you'll get 5 or 6 a week.
All right, so I'll just walk through the front door. Any Wisconsin area code phone calls to your cell phone about Jahan Dotson? Anything straight up on that front?
I found that the last couple years that a lot of the predictions that you hear out there, you don't really hear from them close to the draft. I don't know if they're trying to keep it quiet or not, but obviously we heard from the Packers early in the process, regional scouts and things like that. But nothing here as of recent.
First time you laid eyes on Dotson was when, Coach Franklin?
Well, obviously high school. We recruited him out of high school. He was actually playing hard to get early on. He's from here in the state of Pennsylvania. Actually, it's kind of interesting. Him and Saquon Barkley are from a similar part of the state, kind of the Bethlehem area, Lehigh Valley. But he was kind of playing hard to get and actually committed to UCLA. And then we were able to flip him back to stay home late. But was a high-level track athlete, was a high-level basketball athlete here in the state, and then a really good football player. He's just undersized. He was probably about 152 pounds when he showed up on campus.
And so when did you realize he could be special for you, Coach?
Well, he played for us as a true freshman and obviously was undersized at the time, but he just was so natural catching the ball. He's got as good a ball skills that I've been around. And I've been fortunate. I was the receivers coach for the Green Bay Packers, and I had Donald Driver. I coached Torrey Smith in college. I coached Jordan Matthews in college. At the time was all-time leading receiver in SEC history. I coached Jordy Nelson in college, played for me at Kansas State. I had Chris Godwin. I could go on and on. I've had a bunch of wideouts, and he's probably the most natural guy I've had in catching the ball in terms of being able to contort his body. He just catches the ball effortlessly, and it really doesn't matter where, over the middle, on the perimeter. He just has got fantastic natural hands.
Well, I mean, when you mentioned Jordy Nelson, obviously Donald Driver and all the other names you mentioned. I mean, Jordy's, I think he still has all the records at Kansas State. I think he still holds every damn last record that they put together there. So that's some very high praise that you're putting out there.
Yeah,
Coach
Jordy,
Franklin.
when he played for me, he had 122 catches for 1,600 yards in 1 year. And then the corner from Kansas, who is being highly regarded as well coming out in the draft. I'm having a brain fart right now. But Kansas had a really good corner, and him and Jordy went up against each other. And nobody really wanted to give Jordy credit. I'll leave that, the reason why, out of it right now. But nobody wanted to give him credit, and he got after him. And I think that kind of gave him credibility. But Jahan is, I think, is really on that level and even higher. He's got a chance to be special.
Could that have been Aqib Talib back in the day?
That's exactly who it was. Thank you very much for helping me fill in the dots.
No problem. Yeah, I mean, that had to have been a heck of a matchup right there. What was that? So where were you in your career when you were out there back at Lambeau Field working for the Packers?
Yeah, I guess
James?
This was probably, I'm not good with stuff like this, Rich,
Right.
but it was probably 15 or so years ago. I was the receivers coach with the Packers. I'd been at the University of Maryland with Ralph Friedgen for a number of years and had an opportunity to go to Green Bay. And then I left Green Bay and went to Kansas State as the offensive coordinator. Coach Sherman had gotten let go, and I had an opportunity to go to Kansas State as the offensive coordinator. So I went there, and Jordy was there, and ended up, obviously we had a really good player, and we found every way possible to get him the ball. And everybody knew he was going to get the ball, and he still did. And kind of very similar to Jahan. So Jahan, everybody knew we were going to get him the ball here, and he just continued to do it week in and week out. So
did you have a front row seat to the Favre Rodgers deal? Did you have a front row seat?
Yeah,
to that?
I was there. We drafted Aaron.
Yeah.
We drafted Aaron that year. I was there with him his entire rookie year. Obviously, Brett was our our starting quarterback, and Aaron was the backup. So I was able to kind of watch that whole thing. I remember sitting talking about him in the draft room and what we thought about him. So I was fortunate to be with Brett Favre, not bad, and I was there with Aaron Rodgers and the beginning of his career and watch that. And then I coached Aaron's brother, Jordan, when I was at Vanderbilt. He was my quarterback at Vanderbilt. Now he's on the SEC network.
Man, small world. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.